Three pillars of a takeoff tool. I hate slides, but this will be the only slide, I promise you. The reason for this slide is to just set the field of what I'm going to be talking about. Yes, I'm going to be talking about a takeoff tool that has AI in it. This is the main idea. But also a takeoff tool that has an AI in it has to have some main components done well for the user. Because I used to be an estimator for like 7 or 8 years before joining Toggle. That background maybe I can tell you about later on. But what estimators do in a takeoff tool is not only takeoff. And this is what I think a lot of people miss. One of the pieces that people do in a takeoff tool is takeoff. Obviously, it's a takeoff tool. But first of all, for example, there is managing and like renaming the drawings first before doing the takeoff on them. And then there is exporting the data out of the takeoff tool. So what I will also show you today is that we have a very nice interface that allows the users to massage the data inside Toggle before exporting it to wherever they want to take the quantities for. So these are the three pillars, again, from our point of view. The first one, managing and uploading the drawings and documents. The second one is doing takeoff. And third one is exporting. However, below all these three sits another foundation, which we call it the collaboration tool. Till now, again, I might be biased, but I have used every takeoff tool on the market you can think about. We are the only people doing collaboration on takeoffs in the way I will show you today. A lot of companies obviously will write collaboration is a very nice word to use. But I will show you obviously today how it works and what is the big difference when it comes to Toggle in the collaboration. Any question? No questions. Please feel free to interrupt me too. Maybe I should have said that. Like I have done more than like 300 demos. Yes, please.
Johnny, I'm going to jump in right away. I wear glasses and I can barely see what you have on the screen. So if you can make that bigger, if at all possible.
Yeah, this will be much easier in a second. Like it should not be a problem. Okay. But you can see here it says all projects start my projects or no.
Again, little small, but yes.
Then maybe I can do something else. Okay, I have an idea. I can. 1 second. Give me a second. I can sit down and put you on a smaller screen, and usually that will make the thing that 1 second. Stop sharing and move to here. Okay. Settings.
Sorry to disrupt. I just wanted to make sure that everyone gets to see what you're actually presenting.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm telling you, I have done so many demos. There is no train of thought that you can cut. It became like I breathe, dance, sleep, everything is Toggle. So don't worry about it. Okay, I will share my screen again. Share screen, entire screen, and go to Toggle. Is better?
Yes, actually. Yeah, that works. That works better.
Okay, that is great. Okay, good. So this is Toggle. A very important point about Toggle is that it is a web-based takeoff tool. We are on the web. Users can access the tool, their drawings, their takeoffs, the tool, anywhere, anytime. They just need their username and password. Go to our website, log in, and they will get access to all the drawings. We use Amazon infrastructure for the application, so it comes up with all the security of the Amazon infrastructure that comes with it. So that is that. The first thing the user can do, again, in Toggle is create a project. I can call it, this is my project. You can obviously, again, I know in Canada things are different. There's people like metric, people like imperial. In the US, everybody uses imperial, but the user still has this power to use whatever they want. Let me change a little bit the name because it exists already. And basically, I create a project. I'm not going to upload drawings here. Actually, I can upload drawings. So the user can upload some drawings. I can select the drawing, hit open, hit upload, and the drawings will get uploaded. The very nice thing in Toggle is that the user doesn't need to wait on something that is happening. I can just leave that project. I am sure all the drawings are still being uploaded, and I can go to another drawing, for example, and continue doing my takeoff. So again, everything in Toggle runs in parallel. This is a feature users like a lot because, for example, if you use on-screen takeoff and you are uploading 400 drawings, you have to wait for 30 minutes for these 400 drawings to be uploaded before being able to use the tool. In Toggle, it's not the case. But anyway, if we assume that, again, I uploaded the drawings, a very nice thing, again, in Toggle, these are very small features, but for some reason, Estimator loves them a lot, is that we can allow the user to manage their drawings by revisions. So, okay, even though this is called Gemo project, for example, under Gemo projects, I can save my drawings under different revisions, revision 1, revision 0, revision 2. And when I upload my drawings, this is where the collaboration starts. Instead of asking my colleague to go upload the drawings again and they do the takeoff again on their own drawings, in Toggle, you can share those drawings. So literally, like if you use Google Sheet, Google Docs, Excel, Excel online, any online product, you can invite people on your team to join you. They can join you as managers, editors, or viewers. I will just add Robert now as an editor. But what happened right now is Robert got access to this project and all the drawings under this set in the project. Okay, so I will show you what implications this will have, but for now, I just invited Robert, basically. Another nice tool that people like a lot inside Toggle is that a lot of time people receive drawings that are not named correctly. And people go and rename them one by one. We have a tool where you can select all these drawings, hit on auto name, and now you can go and say, this is the drawing name, this is the drawing title. And I can just say, this is my drawing title. And it will update all the names of the other drawings. I hit apply naming, hit done, wait a little bit, and now all my drawings will be renamed automatically. Again, it is just not related to takeoffs yet, but it is a lot of times being saved on renaming drawings. Any questions for now?
I have one, Johnny. When it comes down
Yes,
to
please.
revisions, if you get revision 1, revision 2, does Toggle highlight the differences in those revisions?
So I will show you it does not, but what you can do is you can take the output of one revision and paste it. Can you rename drawing numbers? Yes, we can. I can show you. Yes, what I was saying is that you can do the takeoff on one drawing and copy it to the next revision, and then you change just the things that the differences basically. But it doesn't. I will show you. We have an overlay tool where you can put two drawings on top of each other, but from the AI piece, the user has to copy paste them and then make the adjustments. Okay, but again, I will explain all of these. But for Peter, yes, you can also do the drawing numbers. So you can go here. And for example, if this is the drawing number, you can go here. Maybe I should, 1 second. Auto name, clear naming. Let me see if I can do it now. Select auto name and go here. And this is the drawing number, and I can say this is the drawing number. So I can do it for the drawing number and 1 second, the drawing title as well. So select this like this. 1 second. I can select this like this and say this is the drawing title, and I hit apply, and then I hit done. And now we have both. You have the drawing name, and then you have the drawing number. And you can sort by the drawing name or sort by the drawing number. Good. Any other questions? Let me see if there's anything else in the chat. Can you rename drawing number, title? Okay. Okay.
You can keep going.
Perfect. So now I again uploaded the drawing, shared it with my, I renamed it, shared it with my colleagues. Now I can click on any of these drawings to go into the editor. This is where usually our clients spend 80% of their time because this is where they do takeoffs. Okay. If there is estimators here on the call, again, excuse me if I don't know who is an estimator or not, but there is two important things that we brought into Toggle. If you use Bluebeam, in Bluebeam, the quality of the drawing is very good, but zooming in, zooming out could be clunky because it is rendering a vector file every time. While if you're using on-screen, it's the opposite. Zooming in, zooming out is good, but sometimes the quality of the image can be bad. In Toggle, we joined both. So what I mean, the more the user zooms in, the clearer the drawing becomes, without jeopardizing on how smooth the tool is. Again, I was an estimator. The speed and the responsiveness and the smoothness of the tool plays a huge role into if a user is going to like this tool or they're not going to like this tool. It's pretty important. So one thing we emphasize on for our engineering team is that the tool has to be smooth. It has to be feels like butter. It cannot be slow, clunky. Every time I zoom in, zoom out, I have to wait a couple of seconds and things like that. But that being said, I will start. There's two ways people can do takeoffs in Toggle. They can use the traditional takeoff tools on any type of drawing they want to use, or they can use the AI on architectural floor plans. But so I will show you both. So if I want to do my own takeoff in Toggle, I can go here, click on the plus sign, create an area classification. Let's say I'm going to create carpet type 1. Again, everything you know in a takeoff tool, you can add a pattern, have different calculations, perimeter, area, you can add the height, excuse me, the slope. I'm not going to bore you with this stuff. And now I can do my takeoff. So I can draw polygons. I can, this is something, again, we have that a lot of takeoff tools don't have, an arc. So I can draw arcs in Toggle. You can do takeoffs for circles. Again, very small things that estimators who spend 6-7 hours a day on a takeoff tool would really appreciate. So that's one thing. On the AI side, this is where things become nice. If a user wants to utilize the AI feature in Toggle, they need, first of all, to find the scale. And the scale is very important, not only because the numbers will be right or wrong, because the AI is sensitive for the scale. It needs to know what is the scale of the drawing. So I find the scale, click on this green button, and hit go. Somewhere between 5 to 40 seconds, depending on internet speed, the user should get an output. But again, another nice thing about Toggle that I said before is that everything runs in parallel. I don't need to wait for something. I can run Toggle on one drawing, go to the next drawing. Run Toggle on this drawing, go to the drawing after it. Everything runs in parallel, so the user really does not need to wait for anything. And this is the original drawing. This is the first drawing that I started working on. So let me show you the output. So this is the output of the AI. It's very important to mention that we are not claiming in any way, shape, or form, or trying to replace the estimator. We are trying to augment the estimator. And what I mean by that is, because we were estimators, 3 people on our team were estimators, we know how much art there is in estimating and doing takeoffs. And it would be naive claim on our side to claim that we're just going to replace these people. What we are trying to do is, if you have done takeoff on a drawing like this, a user had to go and draw each one of these points manually. And a drawing like this will take you 10-15 minutes easy to draw each space. What Toggle is doing, we are saying that let us draw these spaces for the user, and then let the user use the art part of their trade in continuing the final product. So it is a dance. It is like a dance between the human and the machine. What do I mean by that? Instead, again, of the user having to go and draw this corridor here, instead of a person going to do that, we drew it for the user. Now the user can select it and call it carpet type 1. So you see the difference? For example, there is the elevators here. Maybe the user doesn't care about the elevators. They can select them and delete them. It's not something that, it's not a black box that they have to use, and the output is the output. You either like it or not. No, we give the whole control to the user. For example, this is the office space. I can select it and call it office space. Office space. You see what I mean? So before I open for question, I want to show you what types of takeoff we automate, and then I will obviously open it for questions. The first type of takeoff we automate, we call it net area, which is the one you are seeing now, which is the areas excluding the area under the wall. We are stopping at the edge of the wall. Here, you see, at the edge of the wall, except again, the area under the door, we split it in half. So this is net area, okay? I will go here. Then you have gross area. The difference is that if a wall is shared between two spaces, we split it in half and give each half of that wall to each space. So look here, this is net area, gross area. Again, there's nothing special about these things except that they were drawn by the machine. The user can move them, can delete them, can name them whatever they want. You see? Again, we are not trying to replace the estimator. The third type of takeoff we automate is the wall center lines. So we draw these lines in the center of the walls. This is your flooring, not flooring, I'm sorry, drywall, CMU blocks, any type of takeoff that requires measuring from the center line of that wall. Then we have wall perimeters. So the difference is small, but makes a big difference. Because like this one could be like, now I can directly know how much paint I have in this room in one click of a button. I can just maybe create a paint classification. I call it paint type 2 or type 5. I can get the vertical area and say that this is 10 feet high. Sorry for the people who use metric. And basically now I have 318 square feet of paint on here. Again, we do the whole floor plan. So we did the wall center line, wall perimeter. We also do the door center line. So we also get the width of every door in case the user wants to calculate the area of the openings, basically, if they want to deduct that. And the last type of takeoff we automate is the counts. So we count certain objects. These are predefined objects automatically for the user, like single swing doors, double swing doors, bathtubs, sinks, toilets, and things like that. I know I spoke a lot. If you have any questions, please let me know. I will show you the output of other drawings in the meantime. Any questions? Let me see. Does the area use the inside wall face? So look, I don't know who else is Peter. Yes, here. So there is two types, as I showed you. There is one that inside wall face, and one that is either middle or outside. If the wall is external, we go to the outside. If a wall is internal, we split it in half. Can you auto-name the spaces based on the room tags? This is something that is coming, I would say another month or something. But we have another feature. Let me show it to you. That we name them not based on the room tag. We name them based on their attribute. So look, I can select all these spaces, right-click, and auto-classify. And what happens here, let me close this so you can see. Oh, no, I cannot close this one. What happens here is that Toggle will classify these spaces based on certain attributes. So for example, bedrooms, you see, it finds if there is a bed in the space, it calls it bedrooms, for example. You have living areas, but it's not based on the name tag, Peter. It's based on the any visual on the drawing. But this is very sensitive because sometimes you have drawings that don't have any visuals on them, and usually, again, this is the art piece of estimating. People assume things. This is why it's called estimating, because you are assuming things that are not maybe 100% cast in stone. Jason, yes, please don't
Yes.
please just interrupt me.
Yeah, no. Thank you for that. Just so the way I understood it from so I guess from an architectural point of view, or just a drawing point of view, what it does is it takes what's on a drawing and gives you areas, perimeters, center lines. And how about stuff like counts and stuff like that? So if you wanted to count the number of doors, you wanted to count, like, is this just like a template? So whenever you upload a drawing, this is what it gives you? Or is there parameters that you can set that when you upload a drawing, we want the AI tool to do this, and that?
Yes. So there is a mix of both. So what if you can see here, the AI can predict single swing doors and double swing doors. So now you know that there is like 50 single swing doors and one double swing door. Okay. But I will get you to the, maybe this is where you want to get. There's another feature in Toggle that if you have a symbol that you care about, maybe our AI does not pick it up automatically. You want the AI to go look for it. So for example, if you're doing, let's say, electrical count, electric fixtures, and you want to count, for example, the switches, okay? We have a feature, let's put any scale here, just for the scale sake. We have a feature called image search. You go here and hit image search, and then you draw a rectangle around the image search, the image you want to look for. This feature, Jason, have existed in every takeoff tool for 25 years. The only difference is that the current tools use traditional computer vision. They put just 2 pixels on top of each other, and if the average of the 2 pixels is good, above a certain threshold, they say, yeah, this is it. But the problem with these approaches is that in our drawings, there's a lot of noise. So for example, look at this switch here, the symbol here, and look at the symbol here, for example. There are lines that are not basically related to the symbol directly, but they are distorting that symbol. But with this image search, you will see that the AI will ignore the noises around the symbol. It takes a little bit of time because of the size of this drawing, but we can wait a little bit so I can show you how it would be able to, as I said, ignore the noise around the symbol and allow the user to count all the symbols very quickly. Hopefully, again, you see now it found 43 symbols like this one, but they are technically not like it because, like, you see how much there is a line going here and a line going here. So it ignores the noise. You see here, it found all these 43 fixed switches without me having to go count them one by one. So now what I can do is I can convert those. So convert them, and I can create a classification called electric switches. Give it another color just so it stands out. And give it a shape, and hit save, and then convert. You see? And now I have counted 43 switches automatically. Okay. So hopefully that answered your question.
So but that's for something that you've searched, right? I guess, is there, like, when we upload a set of drawings, like, is there criteria that when you upload these drawings, it's going to do this, right? Like, I don't know what to choose off the top of my head. Let's say, like, drywall takeoffs, right? That's a bad example, sorry, because it'll just give you the perimeter line. I'm trying to think, like, does it set, like, is there parameters that it sets so that when you upload it, okay, this is going to be all done, and then the estimator just has to, I guess, classify what is what?
Yes, there are some things that we automatically give them to you.
Okay.
You see, like the ones I showed in the beginning, the net area, gross area, all of these are set. They just gives you everything, and then you decide what is important for you at this point and what is not important for you. You see?
Okay.
Any other questions?
So I guess, like, piggyback, Adam, I'm just going to piggyback off of your question here. Like if you're uploading a floor finish plan or an RCP, will it recognize, what's a gypsum drywall, a gypsum ceiling, an ACT ceiling? Will it pick up that, or do you have to do that yourself?
No, you have. So it will draw the spaces like you see here, for example, and then you can select them and say, for example, these are wood flooring. You see? So this is why I was trying to say in the beginning, it is not a final product. It is a combination between an effort of the machine where we draw the spaces for you and the art part of the estimator where the estimator classifies those spaces. Okay. Any other questions? There's 2 minutes,
and I guess to follow up with that question as well, like, does an RCP hatch patterns, does it kind of throw off the algorithm, like the AI, with actually distinguishing the areas? Like, how does it know that it goes to a wall and there's like hatch patterns?
So it will ignore hatch patterns. What could happen, Adam, is that if there is a groove, for example, in the middle, sometimes that would throw it off, would say that this is an area and around the surrounding is another area. But in terms of the hatch patterns, it is trained to ignore that noise. Okay. Again, I know I have 2 minutes. Just give me these 2 minutes. I want to show you a very important feature in Toggle. We get so much love for this feature. And we, again, as I said in the beginning, we are the only takeoff tool that is handling this thing this way. And this is the collaboration tool. As you remember, when I invited somebody on my team, I invited Robert. But on this drawing, David created the project, invited me, James, and Robert. Okay? So what happens here, now we are all on the same drawing simultaneously. So for example, I am Michael Joseph. I can do any takeoff here. Like, for example, I'll choose E3, and I'll draw, for example, E3 here. Now, I can go and check David's takeoffs. So I click on David's view. You see, it's different from my view. He's doing his own takeoff. I'm doing my own takeoff. We are in the same team. So I cannot change his takeoff because I don't have the permission to change his takeoff. However, I can select his takeoff, copy it, and go to my view. You see, let me delete these, and paste it in my view. And now I can rename it. So what happened here is I basically utilized an output that my colleague did so I can speed up my takeoff. What also happens is that our boss, for example, on this team, can go to the combined view and see everybody's takeoff in one location. So again, this is changing how the dynamics in estimating teams, because now you don't need to send internal emails. Oh, this is my Bluebeam file for this takeoff. No, you invite everybody on your team to that project, and everybody can work on their own view without cluttering other people's views and without stepping on other people's toes. Yes, Adam. I have time, so please, if you have, guys, any more questions.
Yeah, no problem. So you've referenced on screen a bunch of times, so I'm sure you're familiar with this with the tool here. But in order to print, are you able to print similar to on screen with a tag, with a legend, and be able to adjust the legend position? And...
Yes, 100%. Adam, these things we consider them hygiene tools that we don't really brag about them. But anything you can do in a takeoff tool, like, let me get you one that has multiple drawings. Like, you can add your legend, move your legend around, and obviously like here, and then you can go to export PDF, and then choose which drawings you want to export, with which legend, with what picture, with what takeoffs you want. All this you can do in on-screen, you can do in Toggle. And yes, I'm familiar with on-screen. I used it for 4.5 years in my life.
Okay, thank you.
Of course.
So Johnny, I don't know if we want to show the export in capabilities. It's quite powerful.
Yeah, so the export capability, again, Adam, since we mentioned on-screen, what we have in Toggle is very, very pretty. Obviously, I'm very biased. But in Toggle, first of all, you can choose which drawings you want to involve in your takeoff. You can group them. You can do that in on-screen. You can group them, for example, by the drawing. You can group them by classification group. But this is what's nice about Toggle that on-screen, for example, doesn't have, is filtering. We don't want the user to export everything into Excel, and the whole thing, and then massage it in Excel, and they become Excel gurus and do sum if, count if, things like that. In Toggle, we do everything for you with clicks of buttons. So if I want to filter and I want to only see, for example, my carpet takeoff, and I want to see my bathrooms, and I want to see my, not all my lines, my, let's say, only my center lines or wall perimeters and office spaces, I can do that. It's just, you see here, by just clicking on what I want to see. And now, obviously, I can add the columns I care about. You can add the height, show the width. Again, I'm not going to bore you with all of these. Basically, what we did here, we allowed the user to massage the data very quickly. You hit on export, download, and we will create an Excel report that looks exactly the same way you left it over here. So you don't have to do, again, the same massaging of the data in Excel. And in short, your new people don't need to become Excel gurus on the team. So this is another feature that people like a lot. Just we save them a lot of time on exporting information and organizing it.
So you've got
Good.
a very interesting question in the chat, which is what is the cost per user?
I will let Anthony answer that question. Anthony, you want to take that?
Sure. So I mean, from a tool perspective and the capabilities and stuff, it's just $250 USD per month, guys. And you get the support from the Togo guys, support from Sage. It's just a wonderful tool, very cost effective.
Is that 250 per project?
So not per project, so you have access to the tool and you can do as many projects as you want.
Interesting. So I don't know if that's if anybody wants to comment on that. I think that's at least entry level wise, like that really it gives you all of the capabilities of Toggle.
Yes, everything.
Interesting.
So sorry, it was 250. I missed that.
USD per month, yeah.
Per month?
Yeah.
The website.
And that's
Yes.
unlimited users, unlimited projects?
No, it's per user per month. Unlimited projects,
Per user.
unlimited uploads, unlimited everything. But it's per
Oh,
user
so
per month.
per user per month. Okay.
Yes, and I think Peter posted the link of Toggle pricing in the chat.
That's the website pricing,
Yes, that's
So
the
guys,
website.
if you
not
guys
necessarily
want to,
OGCA pricing.
yeah, well, we
Yes.
can work that out. If you guys want a deeper dive with with Johnny, please reach out and we can do that. It's just an amazing tool. I think it can help the members for sure.
Well, considering it's
One-
not based per project, it's unlimited. That's interesting.
Yeah, and we will be at the symposium as well too. So if you guys, will be able to pick Johnny's brain and others as well too. So looking forward to that.
And I want to brag a lot, but we have a lot of clients that like us a lot. So if you need any references, you want to talk to clients, we are also more than happy. People talk about Toggle, about our support. Like we have a policy internally that we have to reply to people in 15 minutes. So we don't maybe not solve a problem or figure a request for you in 15 minutes, but we will be replying to people in 15 minutes, and people sense the importance of that. So I just wanted also to bring that up.
So Jason, did you have a question? Because I see Adam's
Yeah.
hand is up. Go ahead.
Sorry, just one quick. Or go ahead, Adam. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Jason.
Just quickly, I noticed that we talked a lot about architectural components. With regards to civil and stuff like that, does it perform like cut, fill, excavation
No.
and stuff like that?
No, it does not. No. Cut and fill quick, like automatic cut and fill calculations. No.
You're dreaming now, Jason.
A lot of people are dreaming of that. If we get to there, I can promise you, you might see me on the Forbes magazine or. About MEP takeoff, Peter, you can use the image search to do symbol search for MEPs. But if you want to do other takeoffs, you have to do them manually. Like if you are taking off pipes or things like that, you will have to, like you do it in any other takeoff.
Okay, another
Good.
question was, where's the cloud data hosted? You said Amazon servers. Is it all over the world, or can they specify Canadian host?
So I have to check with our CTO, to be honest with you. I can get you the answer with Anthony.
Please do. It just, a lot of times on certain projects, especially if they're federal, they have to be hosted in Canada. Like defense programs and stuff like that, they're very, very sensitive and they have to be hosted in Canada.
In Canada, okay. I will check and I'll get back to you.
I know from our standpoint, from an association standpoint, because of the Not-for-Profit Act and everything, all of our data has to be hosted in Canada. Our own associations, each individual company, they may not be under the same restraints, but if you are doing a federal project, for sure it would have to be hosted.
Okay, yes, I can check with that. I check on that with And Anthony, I'll get to you on that.
Yeah, we can talk about it as well too. Yeah.
So I'm going to go back to either Adam or Jason because you guys are the ones who are grilling Johnny, which is lovely.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Okay, what if you have a set of What if you have a set of 300 drawings?
Yes.
And it's a multi-page PDF. Does it extract every page out?
It extracts every page out and automatically renames them for you if you want to do that.
And in terms of versioning, why wouldn't you just update the same drawing as opposed to have a separate folder?
Because there is multiple reasons. Maybe like if a team is working on that project, you would like to have your drawings by every revision separated, right? So you can at least know the difference between every revision. The other reason is, again, it's just a managing and organizing way, or a thing of organizing and managing the drawings in a better way. But because usually when you access the drawing, when you are working on the project, you remember every aspect. I did this on this drawing, but if you come to it after 3 months, you forget everything about it. So if they are not separated in revisions, it will be a little bit tough to understand the progression of the takeoff.
Can you upload D2G files or is it just PDF?
PDF, JPEGs, anything that is not other than DWG. We are accessing the Middle Eastern market right now, and they all want to have DWG uploads. So this is something we are building. But currently, it's either PDF, JPEG, TIFF, PNG, anything like that. But our users, like from historically, you have seen like around 92% of people upload PDFs.
So the drawings have to have those. I forget the name of the points off the top. Vertex.
No, it doesn't need to. It doesn't need. You can draw a floor plan by your hand and upload it to Toggle, and it can run it as well if it has the right scale, obviously.
No. But that's manual, right? I'm talking about from an AI point of view.
Yeah, for the AI, we function, Jason, in a raster space, a pixelated space. So even if the file has the vectors in it, when we take it to Toggle, when you see it, it is in a raster format, and AI also process it in a raster space. So it doesn't need to have a fancy vector file underneath it. Anything, it's a pixel. Anything that is drawn, looks like a floor plan, and has a scale would work.
So if you get like an old drawing that's a scanned copy, it'll still pick it up.
Again, it depends on how the quality of the scan, but 100%, yes.
Okay.
Good. More grilling. I think you are mute.
I'm on mute. Any other questions for our presenters here today? I know that it's a very interesting topic nonetheless, but we only have so much time.
Yeah.
As noted, they will be at the symposium, so you can beat them up for 2 full days, and Johnny will be speaking nonstop for 2 full days at the symposium. Any other closing questions?
Well, I just have a comment. I guess the one thing is, if you can't do all of the takeoff in one platform, then we do a lot of civil projects, and there's a lot of process pipe, pumps, everything mechanical. On our building side, we do a lot of warehouses, that type of thing. But I mean, if you can't do the MEP manually, then it's 2 platforms to do stuff.
You can do the MEP. You can do the MEP manually.
Well, realistically, if you looked at a mechanical central plant, then it would be faster to do it manually than to do because the pumps are going to be different. They're all going to be different, the different sizes for tanks.
But you can still do them manually in Toggle. You don't need to use the AI for that. And this is the thing we wanted to avoid a year ago. What we very quickly, when we started Toggle, we were a little bit naive. We thought we were going to automate everything and everything will be automated. We realized that we cannot automate everything, so we switched our thought. First, users do not want to learn 2 tools. It is impossible for them to learn 2 tools. The way you zoom in, the way you do things on different tools is totally different. What we changed our philosophy is that we built a takeoff tool in the first place that has AI features on it. So anything you can do in on-screen or Bluebeam, you can do it in Toggle. I can assure you 100%. We just have the AI features, the collaboration tool, the auto naming, all of these more than on screen, for example.
So it's like on screen with a layer of AI. It's
Yes, exactly. I used to call it on screen on steroids, but our CEO told me to shut up. I'm not saying that anymore.
It's got some negative connotations when you start talking about steroids, so
Yeah.
it's all good.
Good.
Okay, so want to thank you very much for the presentation, both to Johnny and to
Oh,
Anthony. It's pretty amazing that I was riveted. I was like, as you're going through it, and the speed of which that you were doing it. I guess you've had a lot of experience on it, but how long does it take for one person to get that proficient?
In Toggle?
Yes.
So this is the thing. Like, again, I can talk about sing my own song as much as you want. I say that we have spent as much money as we spent on the AI, as much as we spent on the user interface and how easy it is for a person to learn Toggle. I'm just talking about on screen all the time on Bluebeam. You at least need 3-4 weeks to learn a little bit of them. I used it for 4.5 years, and every year I was learning something new because it was just like an old Excel. And again, I know the tool very well. In Toggle, we have something we call app queues, and we teach the user things while they are doing certain stuff. Like when you are at this page, we teach you this. Tomorrow we teach you that. So the speed to ramp up a person in Toggle is very quickly. The interface is very easy. We only give you tools that you need in the time you need them. We don't give you all the buttons and then we hide one and then we gray one. It is really the user experience is something that people also like a lot inside Toggle.
Okay,
But of course, I'm just talking. You need to use it before, like
I will leave that.
This is what the Japanese say. They say that quality is assumed. It's the user who dictates the quality. So when you use it, it's a big difference than me talking about it.
So there's there's a 14-day free trial on the website, right?
There is, yes.
And that's full functioned?
Full function.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
That sounds wonderful.
Thanks, guys.
Questions to Anthony or to me, and again, we'd love to answer them.
Again, thank you very much for the presentation. It was very, very intriguing, and I'm assuming that
having
you'll
me.
have some questions there afterward. But thank you very much for the time and the energy, and thanks to the entire committee for participating. And I wish you the great rest of your week.
Thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thanks,
everyone.
you too. Bye.
Ciao.